taking on Thomas Bullard. And the surprise here is Kennedy Monday, the 1 seed, going down at the hands of Jake Wenzel of the Panthers. Earlier in the semifinal round, he ends up on the other mat 2 right now against Cam Coy of Virginia.
Thomas Bullard being in this one, I don't think as much of a surprise, only because of the opponent he had, David McFadden, a 3-time All-American. McFadden may not be having the best year as opposed to the other 3 he's had in previous seasons, but still a 3-time All-American. Not surprising that Bullard lost that one, but yeah, definitely a shock to see Kennedy Monday here in the Consolations.
Wenzel bested Monday for a second time this year as Wenzel beat Monday back in the North Carolina duel in Chapel Hill last month. Thomas Bullard fell to McFadden by a 4-1 decision, ends up here against Anderson. And Anderson also fell to Jake Wenzel back in the first round earlier today at 11 a.m., which seems like so long ago at this point. Still scoreless in the second period on mat 2 between Monday and Coy. So the Monday and Coy match and the Anderson and Bullard match here, each of them with an automatic qualifying bid at stake. Bullard reached the ACC finals last season, 2-time NCAA qualifier, and the number 2 seed in this tournament.
Deep weight here, 165 for the ACC.
You mentioned it, Greg, about David McFadden. Anybody you talk to around ACC wrestling, you look at the 3 next to David McFadden's name and you kind of just squint your eyes at it because he's the type of guy, obviously 3 years becoming an All-American in a row here. And you talk to a lot of people, and he was the favorite for a lot of people in this bracket at 165 to become the ACC champion. And he had a tight match against Wenzel in the final duel of the year a couple weeks ago. So we'll see what happens tonight in the finals at 165.
Yeah, all 4 of these guys very competitive with one another. Not too surprising to see any of the 4 shape up 1 through 4, but you know, just with the accomplishments of McFadden, you had to like him as the favorite, despite having a tough year for him in terms of his standards.
Not
much action here in this first period between Bullard and Anderson.
Scoreless as we enter the second. Anderson had won 4 of his last 5 entering the tournament. So we double box now and take a look at the 1 seed Kennedy Monday with a 1-0 lead over Cam Coy on mat 2.
Cam Coy was a highly talented recruit out of Pennsylvania, going down to Virginia. The fact that he is the number 6 seed, again, just tells you the depth of this weight class.
We show you both mats because the winner of each gets an automatic qualifying bid to the national tournament. Bullard gets a point on the escape on mat number 1.
He got deep on his shot, but just stopped instead of trying to finish that shot. Now his best hope is a stalemate, which he'll get.
Higher seeds up on both mats right now. Would be a heck of a third-place match in the Consolation finals between Bullard and Monday.
Anderson, nice job hitting the toss took advantage of Bullard coming in on a wide shot. Able to get like a semi-pancake in a way.
Bullard ties it up at 2. On the other side, Coy narrows things together at 1. Riding time at 34 seconds for Anderson. Final minute between Coy and Monday. Riding time not a factor on that side.
Anderson will have choice for the third period. So he'll have an opportunity to take a lead on Bullard.
Glenn Lanham telling us this week that Anderson bumped up a weight, and at this point in the year, it's kind of finally coming up to catch him. Guy who's had 4 knee surgeries. Done a lot of conditioning and training to keep up with the recovery with that. Anderson, an NCAA qualifier last year, knotted at 2 with Thomas Bullard with another qualifying bid at stake. On mat number 2 with Monday, they're in sudden victory. Still got a minute to go here in the third on mat number 1.
Anderson in on a shot trying to come out the back door.
Knotted up at 2 on mat 1. And on the other side, Cam Coy gets 2 in sudden victory over Kennedy Monday. So Kennedy Monday, the 1 seed, does not get an automatic bid at the 165-pound weight class. On mat number 1, ride time not a factor.
Anderson took a last-ditch attempt, and he's just trying to hold on to that leg. Gets his only way, and he's going to draw that stalemate. NC State's going to challenge, thinking they got the takedown. I don't think he had enough control, though.
The brick comes out from NC State's corner. Brick's challenge is extremely valuable on this day. Each team gets 3 for the entire day between all of their wrestlers entered in the tournament. Here's Pat Popolizio making an appearance out on the mat. NC State thinking they got a takedown for Thomas Bullard. They're the challenge rules. Obviously, if you win the challenge, you're not charged with it. You can keep it and carry it over. So if you throw one, you got to be pretty confident, because if you lose it, it takes a hit for your entire team, for anybody that's competing in the finals. But when an automatic bid is at stake, this is what happens.
You have to feel like Bullard, as well as Kenny Monday, the guy who just lost, may be able to get an at-large bid. But, do you want to take that chance? And NC State felt like he had control. To me, I don't think that he did, but we'll see what comes back on the final review.
While we wait for this, Greg, what a shocker. Kennedy Monday going down and falling out of the consolation bracket. The 1 seed in this bracket, clearly the favorite. And can't get an automatic. Looks like we're nearing a decision here.
Okay, after official review,
So no takedown. Just didn't see enough control.
20 seconds to go in the third. Tied up at 2. Again, riding time not a factor at all. Two former NCAA qualifiers trying to get in again. See the challenges counter for the day for each team. And we'll head to sudden victory. So both consolation matchups in the semifinals for 165 pounds go to sudden victory. On the other side, it was finished in that period. Anderson shooting in, Bullard defending.
Nice trip there by Anderson.
Couldn't quite get around to get the two. That was a deep leg in on Bullard. Bullard trying to keep Anderson inbounds. Under 30 to go in sudden victory.
Bullard not really getting into great position here. Anderson's been controlling the ties. I think Bullard fortunate to get out of that sudden victory period.
Head to the tiebreaker. 2 30-second periods. Best score at the end wins. Anderson couldn't quite get loose. Bullard holding on to that right foot.
The way Anderson's moving on bottom makes you wonder why he didn't go bottom for the third period.
Anderson did have 34 seconds of riding time entering. Perhaps thinking that he could ride it through, but it didn't happen. Still scoreless after the first 30-second frame. Thomas Bullard's twin brother, Daniel, already clinched an NCAA qualifying berth. Thomas trying to do the same as he finally gets out for an escape and racks up a point. Trying to hold off a couple of attempts from Anderson in the final 12 seconds of this consolation semifinal.
Anderson not going to be able to get a takedown as Bullard controlled the ties after that initial bear hug attempt, and Bullard's going to win with a 3-2 overtime win.
So the Bullard brothers get into the national tournament. The 2 seed moves on to face Cam McCoy in the consolation final.